What if I told you that poor circulation, clogged arteries, and low energy aren't just signs of aging, but urgent warnings your body sends to get your attention before it's too late? Every 34 seconds, someone in America experiences a cardiovascular event. But right now, in your kitchen, 4 simple vegetables combined correctly can significantly improve blood flow, clear artery blockages, and restore the strength and vitality you thought were lost. I'm Dr. Michael, and for over 25 years, I've helped adults reclaim their health, confidence, and independence. This isn't folklore, it's science-backed nutrition your doctor might not have told you about. You've likely eaten spinach, beets, celery, or carrots before, but never like this. When prepared and consumed properly, these veggies don't just support, they trigger real positive changes. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to make a powerful vegetable tonic that may unlock circulation, clear your arteries, and revive your energy. Before we get started, make sure to click subscribe and tap the bell icon. That way, you'll always stay updated with practical tips made specifically for your health journey. And if you're finding this helpful so far, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me improve what I share with you. 1. Beets, the natural nitric oxide booster. It's easy to overlook beets. They're not flashy. They don't trend on social media. But what they lack in popularity, they more than make up for in power, especially when it comes to your heart and blood vessels. Inside every beet is a natural engine for circulation driven by its rich stores of dietary nitrates. Once consumed, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule essential for healthy blood flow. Nitric oxide acts like a signal flare to your arteries, telling them to relax and expand, reducing resistance and letting blood move freely. The result: better oxygen delivery to your heart, your brain, and everywhere else that depends on smooth, steady flow, including areas tied to performance and confidence. I remember a man named Roger, 63 years old, quiet and clearly frustrated. "I feel like I'm fading," he told me. His energy was low, his hands cold, and he said he hadn't felt truly present in years. We didn't start with prescriptions. We started with beets, simple, raw, blended. Within 10 days, he called to tell me he could walk longer, sleep better, and in his words, feel the engine turning back on. That's what happens when blood flow is restored. You come back to life. But it has to be the right kind of beet. Raw, not canned, not cooked. Heat destroys the delicate nitrates that your body needs. The simplest way: peel, chop, and blend 1 small beet with a bit of water first thing in the morning. Yes, the taste is earthy, but the rewards go far deeper than flavor. Beets don't just improve circulation, they awaken something you may have forgotten, your potential to feel powerful again. And when they're the foundation of your morning, they prime your body to receive and amplify what comes next. Because if beets are the fuel for better blood flow, then the next ingredient is the key that unlocks the pathway, clearing tension from your arteries and letting life rush through again. Stick with me because this next vegetable may be the missing piece your heart's been waiting for. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Celery, the artery relaxer. Celery doesn't often get the credit it deserves. It's usually cast as a crunchy sidekick to buffalo wings or an afterthought in a salad. But beneath its quiet exterior lies something extraordinary, a natural compound that speaks directly to the rhythm and pressure of your arteries. That compound is polite, and when it enters your bloodstream, it acts like a whisper to your vessel walls, telling them to loosen, soften, and let go of the chronic tension that silently builds up over years of stress, poor diet, and aging. You see, blood pressure isn't just a number on a screen. It's the internal pressure that weighs on your heart with every beat that narrows the passageways your blood is trying to move through. And when your arteries are stiff and constricted, your heart has to work harder, sometimes to the point of exhaustion. But celery changes that. It doesn't force change, it invites it. It gently reduces resistance, allowing blood to glide instead of strain, reducing not only blood pressure, but the invisible burden you carry inside. Dennis, a 71-year-old retired mechanic, once told me he felt like his body was running on high-tension wires. His numbers reflected it. Fluctuating blood pressure, poor circulation, and persistent fatigue. After just 3 weeks of adding fresh celery into his morning routine, blended raw into his daily tonic, he came back looking lighter, calmer. His BP readings had settled, and more importantly, so had his spirit. He said, "It feels like something let go inside me." And he was right. But here's the truth most people miss. It has to be fresh, not powdered, not cooked to mush. Celery in its raw, living form is what your arteries understand. It's hydrating, mineral-rich, and deeply calming to your cardiovascular system. When combined with beets, celery doesn't just relax the path, it clears the way, making space for strength and energy to return. But as powerful as relaxation is, what if there was a way to supercharge blood movement, to not just open the vessels, but to ignite the flow? The next vegetable in this mix does exactly that. And it's one of the quietest superfoods hiding in your fridge right now. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 3. 3. Spinach, the green flow generator. There's something almost poetic about spinach. It's quiet, unassuming, yet within its soft green leaves lies a strength most people overlook. Spinach isn't just a salad base or a side dish, it's a deep cellular level healer, a vegetable that doesn't just support circulation, but helps transform it from the inside out. What makes spinach so powerful is its rich concentration of plant-based nitrates, which, like beets, are converted into nitric oxide, a molecule your body depends on to relax blood vessels and allow oxygen-rich blood to move with ease. But spinach doesn't stop there. It's packed with magnesium, potassium, folate, and vitamin K1, a blend of nutrients that do more than feed you. They stabilize your blood pressure, reduce inflammation in the vessel walls, and protect against the calcification that causes arteries to harden with age. This is what gives spinach its true strength. It doesn't just help blood flow, it teaches your vessels how to stay flexible and resilient even as the years go by. I recall a woman named Mira, 66, who came into my office looking discouraged. Her skin was pale, her thoughts cloudy, her energy low. "I just feel stuck," she said. We didn't overhaul her life. We started small, adding raw spinach to her morning tonic. Within weeks, her complexion changed. Her thinking became sharper. She told me it's like someone flipped the lights back on. That's the beauty of spinach. It doesn't scream for attention, but it quietly rebuilds what was fading. And here's what's crucial. Spinach is most effective when it's fresh and raw, blended gently or finely chopped. Overcooking strips away the very compounds your blood needs. When taken consistently, it becomes part of your body's rhythm, helping it pulse with more life, more clarity, and more ease. But as spinach strengthens and supports the flow, there's one more ingredient that seals the system, guards the gates, and sweeps the bloodstream clean. It's vibrant, crisp, and just a little bit sweet, and it might be the most underestimated artery protector of all. 4. Carrots, the artery shield. Carrots have a quiet way of earning trust. They're familiar, comforting, even nostalgic. But beyond their crunch and color lies a kind of nutritional armor your body needs more than ever as you age. Carrots aren't just good for your eyes. They're one of the most potent defenders of your arteries. What gives them this strength is beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body converts into vitamin A. But more importantly, it fights oxidative stress, the slow, invisible process that stiffens arteries, damages vessel walls, and leads to plaque buildup over time. Think of oxidative stress as rust forming inside your body layer by layer, day by day. Carrots act like a shield against that rust. Their antioxidants neutralize free radicals before they can cause damage, helping your blood vessels stay smooth, supple, and open. And there's something else. Carrots support your liver, the unsung hero of your circulatory health. By enhancing the liver's ability to filter out toxins and excess cholesterol, Carrots help keep your bloodstream clean and flowing freely. I once worked with Frank, a 70-year-old former long-haul driver who described himself as sluggish and heavy in the chest. He was on cholesterol meds, yet he still felt off. We made one small change, adding raw grated carrots into his morning tonic. In just a few weeks, he felt lighter, clearer, even sharper. He said, "It's like I've got new oil in the engine." And his lab results agreed. Lower LDL, better liver function, and the kind of numbers that made his primary doctor do a double take. But not all carrots are created equal in function. The raw form holds the magic, grated, blended, or juiced. This is how your body recognizes its full benefit, not from a cooked side dish or a sugar-laden juice blend, but from the living root pulled fresh from the earth. And when you bring carrots together with beets, celery, and spinach, you're not just feeding your body, you're forming a frontline defense for your heart. But knowing the what is only half the story. Now, it's time to uncover the how. Because the way you combine these 4 vegetables determines whether they simply pass through or change your blood from the inside out. 5. The Recipe Blood Flow Morning Tonic. You now know the power behind each of these 4 vegetables, how they cleanse, open, protect, and energize your arteries from the inside out. But here's where everything changes: how you bring them together. Because food isn't just fuel, it's information, and when combined with purpose, food becomes instruction, telling your body it's time to heal, to repair, and to return to balance. That's what this morning tonic is. It's not just a drink, it's a ritual, a quiet moment each day where you signal to your body that it's safe, that you're showing up for it, that you're choosing life over autopilot. But this ritual only works when you respect the natural intelligence of each ingredient. Raw beets need to be peeled and chopped, never cooked to preserve their nitric oxide potential. Celery must be crisp and living, its mineral salts intact. Spinach, fresh and raw, brings nitrates and magnesium that keep your vessels supple. And carrots, grated or blended, deliver the antioxidants that shield your arteries with quiet precision. To make the tonic, start by blending. 1 small raw beet, peeled and chopped. 2 stalks of fresh celery, including leaves if possible. 1 cup of raw spinach leaves washed thoroughly. 1 medium raw carrot, grated or chopped. Add about 1 1/2 to 3/4 cup of cool filtered water, just enough to help it blend smoothly. You can strain it if texture is an issue, but I recommend keeping the fiber when you can. Drink it slowly on an empty stomach and let it become part of your morning rhythm before coffee, before noise, before the world rushes in. It only takes a few minutes, but over time it speaks volumes to your body. And while the taste may be earthy, slightly bitter, or unfamiliar at first, what it delivers, clarity, flow, energy, is worth every sip. But now the question becomes, what can you expect to feel and when? The answer might surprise you because healing doesn't always shout. Sometimes it begins with a whisper, and then everything changes. Let's walk through exactly what to look for week by week. 6. What to expect week by week benefits. We live in a world trained to expect instant results. 1 pill, 1 fix, 1 magic moment. But healing doesn't follow the rules of urgency. It follows the rhythm of consistency, intention, and trust. When you begin this daily ritual, this simple blend of raw vegetables crafted to awaken blood flow and restore vitality, your body doesn't shout with change, it whispers. And those whispers, if you listen closely, become signals that something real is happening. In the first few days, you may notice something subtle. Your hands and feet aren't as cold. There's a sense of lightness in your chest. Maybe the fog in your mind begins to lift just a little. This isn't magic. It's circulation slowly finding its rhythm again. Your blood, once sluggish, begins to move with greater ease, bringing oxygen and nutrients to places that have been quietly neglected for years. By the end of the first week, energy feels a little more available. Not a jolt, more like a gentle current. You wake up without as much resistance. Tasks that felt draining begin to feel manageable again. You might find yourself walking a bit farther, breathing a little easier. These are the first signs of arteries beginning to soften, of pressure lowering, of life beginning to return to places that had grown dim. Week 2 and 3 tend to bring deeper changes. Sleep improves not just the quantity, but the quality. You may find you're not waking up as much during the night, or that your mornings feel less sluggish. Your digestion begins to regulate. Headaches may ease. And there's something else, a sense of clarity, both mental and emotional. You feel more present in your body, more grounded, more aware. By week 4, numbers often begin to reflect what you feel. Blood pressure readings stabilize. Energy feels sustainable, not borrowed. Even libido, that quiet gauge of blood flow and vitality, begins to return. It's not just about physical improvement anymore. It's about renewal, a remembering of who you were before fatigue crept in and before you settled into the idea that this is just how aging feels. And the beautiful thing, you haven't turned to harsh medications or complicated regimens. You've simply partnered with nature with food that your body understands in a form it can actually use. But this journey doesn't end at week 4. In fact, that's where it truly begins. Because now the question becomes, what happens when you don't stop? When you make this practice part of your life, not just your recovery, the answer is more powerful than any prescription. Let's talk about that next. This is just the beginning. A stronger, healthier you starts now. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't just about vegetables. It's about something far greater. It's about taking your health into your own hands, choosing to no longer ignore the quiet signals your body has been sending. The cold hands, the racing heart, the constant fatigue. These signs aren't your body failing. They're your body asking for help. And the good news is, help doesn't have to come in the form of expensive prescriptions or complicated routines. Sometimes it comes from 4 simple vegetables blended with intention, taken with consistency, and backed by science. This isn't a quick fix. It's not a fad. It's a quiet revolution that begins in your kitchen. 1 glass a day, 1 small act of commitment. Over time, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a message to your body. I still care. I'm still fighting. I'm not done yet. Because the truth is, you're not. No matter your age, no matter how long you felt off track, there is still so much more life in you, more energy, more clarity, more strength. This 4-vegetable mix may seem simple, but simplicity is often where nature hides its greatest power. You're giving your arteries what they need to open. You're giving your heart the room to breathe. You're giving your brain the oxygen it's been craving. And little by little, you're rebuilding the version of yourself that feels whole again. So don't wait. Don't put this off until your next doctor's visit or your next lab result. Start tomorrow. Get your ingredients ready. Make this tonic part of your morning. Let it become a ritual, a quiet act of healing that builds strength from the inside out. And as you feel the shifts, warmer hands, clearer thinking, better sleep, renewed confidence, know that this is just the beginning. Because when you give your body real food in real form, it remembers what to do. Now I want to hear from you. If you're ready to try this mix, drop a yes in the comments. If you've already started and noticed changes, tell me your story. I read everyone. And if this video inspired you even a little, hit that like button and subscribe for more science-backed health tips designed just for you. Because this journey isn't about going back, it's about moving forward stronger, clearer, and more alive than ever.